NERDSoul.
So Jenna James says, yes, I'm down to talk Super Bowl Marvel trailer. So we got to see a little bit of, Falcon, Winter Soldier. We got to see some of WandaVision. We got to see some of Loki. And we got to see some more of Black Widow. How are you feeling? Are you more excited? Or are you like, I'm still going to wait and see? I'll start off with the least of my excited shows, which is Black Widow. And it's not that I don't like Black Widow, and I might have misspoke for Black Lightning, but I meant Black Widow. It's not that I don't like Black Widow. It's that since this character is already dead, it's hard for me to get the excitement for it. This is still a movie that I think should have fell between Avengers 1 and 2. And I think I would have been way more hyped for it than I am now. Now I'm just like, cool, it looks great. I'll see it when I see it. I'm not pumped. You know what I'm saying? WandaVision, I'm super pumped. It looks weird and I'm ready. I want to see like, that Doom Patrol weirdness, that Legion weirdness. I am definitely excited for that. I want to see where they go, how creepy, weird, freaky, wacky they get, because them together and Wanda's powers herself are just strange. It can be very, very, scale tipping and balancing and all that. Big shout out to Daryl, said, I never liked Falcon becoming Captain America, but I did like the trailer. Nicholas said, do you think that Brandon knows about his royal heritage and his extended traitorous family? No, that I'm not sure, but we'll circle back on that in a second. Let's see. Nicholas said, trifling sister Tara, demented Uncle Baron Bedlam. And then Keith said, WandaVision looked meh with the comedy. Black Widow is so low on the scale for me. Jenna James said, facts, I felt meh about the trailer. Only thing that is making me look forward to it is Taskmaster. And Keith Cooper said, WandaVision does look creepy and weird. Taskmaster is something that I think could make or break the intensity of this film. If they put Taskmaster across as someone who physically, I mean, of course, with special powers, you could take down Taskmaster. And it's still tough sometimes in the comics to do that. But physically, if you make him someone who is extremely hard to even land a hit on, and someone who definitely means it when he kills someone, I assume that he'll be killing someone in this show, I think that this could come across as a really, gripping, like, action-packed piece. I don't like the shot where she's falling and they're shooting behind her, because I feel like she's an easy target to hit if you're doing that. And but other movies do that too. So it's not that I think it's corny. It's just that I wouldn't have chosen. I'm like, she's an easy target. Don't do that. But I guess if you gotta jump, you gotta jump. Falcon though, I really want to get into where him and the Winter Soldier go, their friendship, and also the kind of doors their series can open as far as the militaristic side of the Marvel cinematic universe, and also the kind of secret society side. Like the hidden documents. Is the CIA dirty? Is the Kremlin dirty? Is the FBI out to get us? Is, all kinds of things on top of, Sword, and on top of Shield. And, I like those kind of like situations where you can get into a little bit of a political drama as well. It's a political intrigue with, maybe people turning out to be spies that you didn't expect. So I really, really want to see that from there. And Loki, man, they didn't even really have a lot from Loki for him just being like, I'm going to burn this whole place to the ground. That alone got me hyped. Seeing how disheveled he looked, seeing like he looked like he had been getting tortured or whatever, I'm ready for that. Big shout out to Nicholas Kelly, said, preach, I'm more interested in WandaVision because it could lead to M-Day, Young Avengers, and so much more. Jenna James said, agreed, but hoping they do Doom Patrol Legion weird with WandaVision. But then again, how weird can you go on a TVG show, whereas Legion and Doom Patrol are TV-14, TVMA. So yeah, good point. But I think you can still do some maybe like what is reality type stuff. So we'll see, because I do know it's Disney, but I think they also know they have to push to a certain degree. And if you look at stuff like Clone Wars, there's some pretty serious scenes in there. They might cut it a certain way, but there's some pretty serious scenes, and that's an animated feature. Keith Cooper said Taskmaster is the film to me. He needs to live so he can come back. He would have been great for the former Netflix shows. Yeah, true that. Nicholas Kelly says the Winter Soldier and Falcon seems alright, but what really got me is the New Mutants because they my people. Yeah, and you guys know how I feel about the New Mutants. That joint looks straight lit ames. Keith Cooper said, "I'm feeling a whole show of Anthony Mackie. To be honest, man, they're both dope, man. Him, Sebastian Shaw together. I've liked their chemistry since Civil War. I think this show will work out pretty well, at least when they're on screen together." Let's see. Jenna James says, "I agree with you with your theories about WandaVision and the way that they can bring back the original Quicksilver is simple. In the comics, Scarlet Witch has used her chaos magic to fully resurrect people. If they are giving her chaos magic in the series and subsequent Marvel movies, she can do the same here." Yeah, because they've been fast and loose and vague about what Scarlet Witch's powers really are and the extent of them. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that and see how far they really go. Jenna James, Keith Cooper says Loki and the What If shows are what I'm ready for. Yeah, the What If shows should be a lot of fun too, for real. And they better get Young Avengers out of this, as Young Mutants will be dead on arrival, I guess, maybe. Jenna James says, "I love how WandaVision trailer was showing parallels of different realities. I'm hyped for this next thing." Yeah, and that showing that show leads into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Those are the two things that have me most hyped, because come on, man, Multiverse of Madness, that just sounds crazy. That sounds like something you don't want to miss. And knowing how Wanda's powers work, at least from the comic book perspective, make this just right for crazy visuals. Big shout out to Therese said, "To be honest, I don't want Falcon to become Captain America. I want him to be Falcon. Keep him as his own character with his own attributes." Yeah, I definitely get you on that one. It doesn't hurt me or bother me like some, but I see your point. I see where it's like, let him be himself. But then I also understand the point of kind of like this symbol is needed, so somebody has to become this symbol. I kind of see where, Cap can be like, "Yo, this symbol is still needed and I trust you," and Falcon being like, "Word, I got you." But then I also see the side of like, "Yo, he's Falcon and Falcon is enough." You know what I'm saying? So I get where you're coming from on that. Let's see. Jennifer James says, "I love how the WandaVision trailer was showing parallels of different realities once again." And also Nicholas Kelly saying, "With Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it could bring in this kind of shield sword, I guess, deeper look at them." I guess that's where you're coming from. And Keith Cooper says, "Yeah, dead as a doorknob. Disney don't claim that Fox stink bomb left over." I don't know if New Mutants is going to be a stink bomb, man. I think me and you been fighting on this New Mutant for a minute, Keith. Don't sleep on that New Mutants, man. You sleeping. Now, I could be wrong, but I think you sleeping. All right, so Nicholas Kelly says, "From what I know of Scarlet Witch, she is on equal terms as power as the Phoenix Force, since she is a Nexus being and the only one to put fear into it. Hell, when she had a mental break and the whole mutant population takes a bang." Yeah, but see, that's comic side. We don't even know how much of that they're going to bring into the show. Because honestly, if you were to bring that into the show or into the MCU, that almost overpowers her, because we don't have anything to correct her. We don't have anything like the Phoenix Force to correct her or anything like that. So you end up kind of with a OP Dr. Manhattan issue where it's like, well, nobody can beat him. You know what I'm saying? And unless you watched the Watchmen show, and you can see where you can't really beat him, but you can slow him down, I guess. Big shout out to Jenna James says, They're casting Brother Voodoo as we speak for Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Yes. And Photon Spectre cannot wait to see her OG Cat Marvel. Yes. Love Photon. That's another thing. You're starting to get into these characters like Photon, where it's like power levels are going to be, they're going to have to like lower their power levels because Photon is like, on some, like, honestly, I think Photon could take Scarlet Witch. That's tough. I don't know. I might have to, this, you're just getting into these weird power levels. Then you got, you got Nicholas coming through saying because her brother gets murkier while he gets possessed by a demon that gave her abilities, and then Brother Voodoo is something that I'm super hype of. People have asked me many times who I would like to write if I was able to write a Marvel comic. Brother Voodoo. First thing I would drop the brother. It would just be Voodoo and give it to me, yo. I've been a fan of supernatural action, supernatural horror all my life. I would kill it as a writer on Voodoo. I ain't got the credit for it, but I still kill it. Big shout out to Sean Kelly. Big Arcatron coming through says, what if they made Black Widow a series instead of a movie? I don't know. I probably feel the same way. I feel like it's too late. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're kind of late for Black Widow, and I don't know why they waited this long, but I'm just not as excited because I know she's dead already. You know what I'm saying? It's just a prequel. It's just another prequel, and prequels are hard to pull off because people are like, well, her story's ended, regardless of what happened back in, I don't know, 1980 or whatever, wherever it's set. It's like we've seen it. We've seen her end. It's done. So it's going to be tough to pull this one off. Big shout out to Jenna James says, my thing is, if New Mutants does end up being good, will Feige just close the door on those actors and risk them going to, say, DC? Or would he love to cast them, or would love to cast those actors in various DC roles, or will he keep them later down the line? I'll say this, and I mean, I got Kevin Feige on speed dial. I ain't talked to him today, but I'm going to say this. If New Mutants is a hit, and when I say a hit, meaning it makes money, the fans love it, and the critics love it, you best believe, you best be believing that he's going to kick off the X-Men with that joint. It would be stupid not to. People love the actors. The joint made money. The critics love it. You know, I'm pretty sure it's already been put down on note cards and written in some kind of way where, like, if this joint hits, we can weave it in just like this. You know what I'm saying? That rhyme. It gonna rhyme. Big shout out to Jenna James says, Photon probably could go toe-to-toe with Scarlet Witch, but you know the white man won't allow it. Nicholas Kelly said, from the look, since we get Wiccan and Speed, since the pacifiers began floating into the air, so it could be heading that way with the eventual breakdown. True that. Big shout out to Arcatron says, Marvel didn't want it, pull the trigger on a female character so they saw Wonder Woman. Dumb on their part. Yeah, you know what? Good point. Good point. Yeah, that was super dumb on their part. They could have been out the gate first, and they let Wonder Woman happen, and now they're sort of trying to play catch up in a way where they can like just force wedge this movie into phase 4, 5, wherever we're at. Oh, big shout out to Therese. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. What up? Dollar. Big shout out to Therese says, I think Marvel should get back into the animated movies. They had a good start with Hulk versus Thor and Wolverine, Planet Hulk and Thor, Thor and Doctor Strange, but they stopped there and didn't keep going. Yeah, I think they definitely need to get their animated films back going. And big shout out to Chase Conley, aka Shane Chase, who kind of did a redesign in the kind of like a Takeshi Koike style of the X-Men. I would love to see something go forward in that. Disney, holla at your boy. I'll put you in contact with him, boy. You might already know him, but just holla. Big shout out. Keith says, I'm selling all my New Mutant stock. Drop that thing on Hulu. You know what, Keith? Look, when that movie comes out and it's good, I'm going to get on your podcast. I'll be like, I told you. And if it's bad, I ain't saying nothing. It's just going to be like, take it. Nicholas Kelly says, honestly, I would love to write for Sync or Astrid Bloom, the telepath that made Emma Frost who she is today. Jenna James says, facts, Feige would be a fool to let Maze Haley walk for nothing. LMAO, DC/WB would be licking their chops for those two alone. Yeah, like don't sleep on those actors. Like those actors, like do not sleep. Like, you know, or actresses on this have proven themselves in other projects, which I'm ready for this New Mutants, yo. I'm super ready for this. With that said, Keith says they need to keep their animation game up. DC kills it. Harley Quinn been playing. Yeah, see, I've heard many good things about Harley Quinn. She's not really my type of character, but I've heard good things. So, guys, with that said, that's it for the Marvel Super Bowl stuff that we got this week. Holla at me. I'm gonna holla at you. Down in them comments. Let's talk Black Lightning. Let's talk some Marvel, at least this time. I'll cut this off so we can make comments on both of them if you like. But thank you for rolling through. Of course, I want to give a big shout out to everyone in the chat. Therese, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Keith Cooper, for coming through. Shouts out to Blurted. Got Nicholas Kelly, who was here way back before the show even started. Arcatron in the house. Go Cop Space Bridge. Jenna James, thank you for always coming through with them thoughtful thoughts and them super long paragraphs you put in there. Much love to you. Daryl came through. We had Corey Toombs in the house. And I feel like I'm missing somebody. But I'll know because y'all will shout me out and let me know that I missed y'all. So, with that said, thank you for coming through. Much love to y'all. Can't wait till next week because we're going to be fighting Markovians.